Hello, my name is Greta FAHEY'S from west of the town of Claremorris in Ireland. Um, as most of you know by now, a war is being fought against us by using unconventional warfare by a small cabal of super rich individuals. We have been sprayed with biological chemicals, heavy metals, and nanotechnology, and we've inhaled and ingested that combination. They have penetrated the blood-brain barrier because it has been made more porous by electromagnetic radiation, and now our bodies are embedded with nanotechnology, and our clothing is also embedded with nanotechnology, and those who work for the criminal super rich take readings of our internal bodies, our brains, and our clothing, and they can tell a lot about us by that means. They have done an analysis of everybody. They have connected us all up to centralized computers. They have done an in-depth analysis of everybody because it's done by artificial intelligence. They don't have a whole lot to do. And they have indicated, they have found, they have categorized any individual who has substantial debt, who has substantial addictions, and who has a guilt signature. And they have also they've also figured out who owns their own homes and who lives in rented accommodation owned by them. Because if you live in rented accommodation owned by them, you might as well be a slave, because they will throw you out if you aren't unquestioningly and subserviently obedient to their commands. And because of all this technology inside our brains and bodies, they have turned our brains into two-way radios, two-way transmitters and receivers, and they can send us voices and visions and pain, electric shock sensations, and forced muscle movement, and they can lock us in a virtual reality hold whenever they like. And because of this, some individuals who didn't know what they were experiencing thought it was the supernatural, and they thought it was extraterrestrials. None of the above are true. And they thought some were possessed by demons. No, no, no. You can easily manifest possession by demons in a human being by activating the nanotechnology in their bodies and brains. They've done it to me a few times. They've forced a man's voice out of my mouth because I am like, they have selected some of us for extra attention. We're called targeted individuals. There are about 3 million of us in the world at the moment, but they plan to turn everybody in the world into targeted individuals. So and you know, we can easily stop it, and that's why I keep making these videos and blogs and online posts and everything, because we can easily stop it. And how we can easily stop it is, at the moment, they have two ways of contacting us. We're like smartphones, we're like telephones, we're like smartphones, because they have so much technology embedded in our bodies and brains. So we've been turned into smartphones to some extent. And they have 2 or 3 ways of communicating with us at the moment. Number 1, by microwave transmitters, because smartphones cannot operate without microwave transmitters in most cases. So we take down the microwave transmitters and we're free of this enslavement. That's one way. Another way is they are using about 200 installations of HAARP phased arrays throughout the world to ionize the sky, to turn it into, to make it electrified. And then the whole world nearly is is a Wi-Fi it's covered in Wi-Fi, you know, so that they can send signals anywhere. So therefore, we have to ask our governments to burn down the HAARP phased arrays. What I meant to say there was a Wi-Fi hotspot. I couldn't think of the expression for a second. So we've got to, so even if we take down the microwave transmitters in 5 years' time, if the ionosphere is then turned into a Wi-Fi, has then turned the world into a Wi-Fi hotspot, it won't do us any good at all. It'll be too late, because they will have the HAARP phased arrays to attack us. So we've got to take down both. We've got to take down the microwave transmitters. We've got to take down the HAARP phased arrays. And if we need to, we can sever all the undersea fiber optic cables as they come into land, to our shores, as they come into our shores, because that's how they are getting most of the signals into our brains, through those cables. And this is a war. We have to do it. There's no benefit to this. There is no benefit to this. It's abject enslavement. I have been wirelessly connected to this system for 17 years, and I have been abused and tortured by the individuals who run it. They deny me a full night's sleep. They give me a partial night's sleep some nights, and they decide when I wake up. And they organize my life by wireless means from a remote, unknown location, and they're unknown to me themselves. But they totally try and control everything. If I try and purchase something online, they have a discussion among each other. They say, does she deserve that? Should we give it to her? And they have cancelled a few orders. So they try and program me to enslave myself. They try and manipulate me to enslave myself. They say, don't use your computer for 3 days, because they say, don't go out putting letters in doors to door, in through the letterboxes of my neighbours and the little towns around where I live for 3 days, because we want to we wish to involve ourselves in those letters that you sent out already, to see if anybody is accepting them as true, because they can monitor all of the other, you know. Say, I went to a little town yesterday and I put letters indoors, in their door, in through their letterboxes, and now they will monitor the reaction to those letters. They will know if those people said, this is nonsense, this letter is nonsense, or this letter, or I agree with this letter. And they study every single reaction to the letters that I put through doors. I don't do it for them, because I hate them. I do it to raise awareness, so that others will know that they are on the point of being wirelessly enslaved like I am. So, you see, they try and manipulate us. What I meant to say was they're trying to manipulate us to enslave ourselves. So they tell me, don't use your computer for 3 days, because we really need to monitor something and further your activities, going door to door, putting letters through doors. And then and if I agree to that, then they say, don't ask us any questions either. We don't want to be distracted by questions, and we just wish to do our own work here. And if I agreed to that, then they would ask me to enslave myself in some further way, because that's how they operate always. And they try and get you to trust them. They say, well, I won't keep you awake tomorrow night. I won't keep you awake again. And then the very next night they keep me awake again, and they deny me the right to sleep, and they stimulate my brain, because they can do that. They're gaining more and more external control of my brain and body. They stimulate my brain so that I can't possibly go to sleep, because it's overactive. They make it overactive. Okay, as well as that, our brains and bodies have been saturated with so much smart dust and nanotechnology, all kinds of dust, all kinds of technology. I'm not an expert on it. That they can murder people by remote control and make it look, but give themselves plausible deniability. Because my father died on the anniversary of the death of his father, and my aunt died on the anniversary of the death of her mother, and this is happening often. So they can do things like that to let us know that they can take external control of our bodily functions, and they can kill us off if they wish, but they don't want to make it obvious. They just want it to dawn on us slowly that we have been enslaved by external control of our internal organs and our muscles and our brains. Like some are controlled by their brains, some are controlled in various ways. And I know that a lot of senior politicians must be controlled by sending digital signals to their brains and making them trust in them, the cabal, the small cabal of super rich criminals. And it's very difficult to get through to some people, but you can get through to them in the end if you persevere, because a lot and lot are waking up to this. And I don't want to frighten people, because there's an easy solution. We just take down the infrastructure that allows wireless capabilities. And that's very simple, and it must be done immediately. Why are we not doing it? Because we're suffering and dying because of this current capability, and there are no it's not supernatural. It's just a few criminals, and it's easy to understand then when you figure it out. It's very easy to understand, and we must take down the wireless capabilities and go back to hardwired capabilities and landline home phones. That's not difficult at all. And if they're using electricity against us, we can have gas cookers and solid fuel stoves and clockwork lighting. It's very easy to get around this. It's not a big deal. I'm not trying to frighten anybody, because but we have to solve it, because if we don't solve it, the children of the future will be born into rigid enslavement, because some babies are being implanted at birth, and because of the mind control, lots of people in officialdom are mind controlled to disbelieve the targeted individuals, and there are at least 3 million of us. And we knock on their doors and we say, we are being wirelessly tortured, and we are being sent voices, visions, electric shocks, pain, voice commands, and forced muscle movement, and involuntary laughing, which they can easily do, because if you're brain to brain linked with somebody and it's non-consensual, what they do, they can make what they do override what do you do. They can make their facial muscles override your facial muscles if you've got enough nanotechnology in you to enable them to do that. And if they laugh uproariously, they can force me to laugh when I don't feel like laughing. There's a lot of repetition in my videos, but I still keep making them, even if I've nothing new to say, because it's urgent. We'll run out of time soon if they get any more control over us. So please ask your political representative to immediately burn down all microwave transmitters and HARP phased arrays throughout the world. Urgently. Thank you. Oh, my name is Greta Fahey. My website is called targetedindividualsireland.net. Thank you.